So if learning to play the guitar wasn't challenging enough, another piece of this puzzle is just understanding and knowing the names of the parts of the guitar as well, and the names. So let's go over this real quick. You'll find that the acoustic guitar is very similar to the electric guitar when it comes to just verbiage and what we're describing here. So I'll show you on both real quick. We won't dive too deep. Look, I've got an electric guitar. We're not going to go into the type of guitar, but we'll just show you the parts on it so you have an understanding, just to kind of get you started here on this guitar, journey of yours with the guitar, okay? So for the most part, every guitar is going to have a body. This is your body right here. You have a neck, which is basically this piece of wood right here. On top of the neck, you've got your fretboard. So this is your frets right here. These little silver pieces, chrome pieces, whatever you want to call them, so that way it's helpful for you to learn it. But there's different ways these are made, but these are your frets, okay? These pieces of metal. Your fretboard is actually this piece of wood sitting on top of the neck, which is right here, okay? From there you have your headstock. That's what we call that. And then on the headstock, you've got several ways you can describe what's called the tuners, the machine heads, the tuning pegs. All interchangeable, all doing the same thing. These are what kind of keeps your strings anchored to the guitar at one end, and you're able to tune the guitar using these, okay? We've got the strings. For the most part, 6-string guitars is what you'll be using. There are other exceptions out there. We won't get into that, but you have others. Your low E string, your A, your D, your G, your B, and your high E string. And when you see these written out, the low E is usually written capital, as are most of the other strings. Aside from this first string right here, the high E, it's usually written out as a lowercase to distinguish the two different strings. Okay, so keep that in mind. For the guitar itself, with the body, you've got the sides, which are right here. Okay, and of course the back of the guitar, which is that piece of wood right there. For this guitar, it is electric. So we've got what we call the humbuckers right here. I should say the pickups. These are humbucker pickups, but these are pickups right here. You have your knobs for your volume and your control. Why are there so many? Well, each pickup has its own assigned set of volume and tones, treble, tone, treble, whatever you want to call it. But they're, again, interchangeable. These are your tone knobs, basically, volume and tone. So one pickup will have one set of knobs while the other has another. This is your pickup selector switch. Okay, this is what's called the 3-way switch. 1, 2, 3. And depending on what position you're in, you'll be using this pickup. You could be using this pickup. Or if it's in the middle, you'd be using both of them. Okay? Some guitars are different. Again, Stratocaster type guitar is very different as well. But again, just some basic terminology to get you started here. Okay? So, I mean, and again, you've got your pickups. You've got your bridge right here, which is kind of where the string ends or begins, depending how you look at it. But right here, if I pick here, you can hear the obviously the string itself. Nothing back there, okay? Same thing up here. But if nothing there. So really, right here, which we call the nut, this little piece of, sometimes it's plastic, sometimes it's bone. It could be different types of material. From here to here is where that string is basically live and usable, okay? Now, we've gone over the electric guitar. Let me just show you real quick the differences on the acoustic guitar. All right. This is an acoustic guitar. It's an older guitar. It's probably way out of tune, for sure. But same principles apply. You've got your body. You've got your neck, the fretboard, the tuning pegs, the head, your strings. Okay, some subtle differences here. You have what's called the sound hole here in the middle. That's kind of what projects the sound, basically, of the guitar to come out, okay? So keep that in mind. You've got a pick guard here, which I think the other guitar had as well. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. And one thing about the guitar is that you have the sides here. And usually these sides are curved, almost like, again, think of it as a person. You've got the head, the neck, the body. These are what's called the shoulders. You've got your sides right here, okay? And for both guitars, the way that you have these sides curved, it should sit in your lap just like this for the most part, okay? And let me show you how we would go about holding the guitar itself. So as far as holding the guitar, this hand, your fretting hand, so whether you're playing lefty or righty, it shouldn't matter. But whatever hand you're using to fret the guitar should not be bearing any weight at all, okay? So if this is a hand that you're holding the guitar with, you're not going to be able to play because there's no way you can move to different parts of the fretboard. What you should be doing is the guitar should be sitting in your lap on top of your thigh. And again, there's different ways you can do this, but this is probably the simplest way to get you started, at least in my opinion. And what you do is this arm is going to bear a lot of that weight and keep things from sliding as you're in a sitting position. Obviously, if you're, if you got a strap and you're using that while you're standing up, it's a different story. But if you're going to sit down, you want this part of the guitar just kind of right in your lap right there on your thigh. This arm, I tend to take the crook of my elbow right here, and I kind of just get that right into the binding right here. Okay, so you can see the binding is also this part of the guitar here. I take this and I just kind of get my my arm in there to get it into a good position and hold it. And now, since I'm able to do this, my hand can move freely now. Okay, so I can strum even without this hand doing anything, because I'm almost sandwiching this arm, the guitar, into my thigh. And I'm not digging in, but it's just enough to keep it there from moving around. Okay. And then my hand kind of just move around as it wants to, all right?